Hello, everybody. Here we are. Oops. I keep forgetting to turn that thing off. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay, let's start over. Hello, everybody. Coach Ted here. It's top of the hour, noon, and it's time for another Facebook Live from Live Fully with ADHD. Yeah, Live Fully with ADHD. And I'm Coach Ted, and I'm your ADHD life coach. And, you know, I love helping people like you to get organized and get productive so you can enjoy life, right? Enjoying life. That's what it's all about. I know that's a challenge for me sometimes because of my ADHD and all my stuff. And I love working with people like you to help you find ways to enjoy your life. So last week I talked about the Pomodoro technique, a time management technique that's designed to help you stay focused and productive by breaking your day up into manageable chunks of time. But what about time? Why is time such a difficult thing for us to deal with? Well, that's the topic for today's live presentation, becoming more aware of time. And I appreciate those of you in my Facebook group who indicated this is a topic that you want to hear about. And actually, at the end of this training, I'm going to invite you to join my Facebook group. And I'll give you more information about that at the end of my presentation here today. So let's get started. Hopefully I got a few notes here so I can keep track of what I'm talking about. So, what is this? A clock. Well, it's not a real clock. I don't have a real clock like this. It's a clock, picture of a clock, right? Time. Time can be a real challenging thing for us with ADHD. Keeping track of it, the whole thing of being on time, how we use it, all that stuff, you know, and it's been written, some people talk about that folks with ADHD tend to be time blind, meaning that we aren't aware of the passage of time, the ticking of time, and we struggle to use time effectively. So overcoming our natural inclination to time blindness begins with looking at how we understand time. And there's something called the time horizon. And this is essentially how far we look into the future to plan ahead. And people with ADHD often have a shorter time horizon than do neurotypical people. So this creates issues for us and problems for us because we're not thinking far enough in advance. So we need to learn how to become more aware of time. So I want to read you something. I hope this is helpful. This is from an article. It's like a study, an experiment that these people did with people with ADHD around time. So this is what they said. The people without ADHD saw events in a linear format. And they did some drawings here, and they depicted neat lines and precise grids. But people with ADHD don't see events so much as feel them. And they organize events in clusters, often out of time order. So neurotypical people see time linearly. Those with ADHD don't see it that way. We see it in clusters. People with ADHD perceive time not as a sequence of events, the way others usually do, but as the diffuse collection of events that are connected to the people, activities, and emotions that fill them. The person with ADHD focuses intensely on all of the related details, experiencing these events with all of their interconnectedness. And slotting events into their proper place in time is a challenge. And then there are several problems that derive from this: procrastination, missing deadlines, being late, getting lost in hyperfocus and losing track of time, doing things in the wrong order. And our sense of proportionality is skewed. A week from now and a month from now don't necessarily seem the same. We don't see these the way neurotypical people do. So we see time differently. But that creates issues for us, because in fact time is generally linear. It's like 1 minute after another, and we have to do things in an order, a linear order. If we jump around, then we don't get productive. So here's some things to think about and look at in terms of thinking about becoming more aware of time. One is, how long does it really take? We need to know how long activities that we do, or how long they take, or if we're going somewhere, how long does it really take to get there? We need to learn more about how long does it really take. And one way to do this is by doing a time assessment. And I'm going to give you a link to a time assessment chart that you can find online that can be helpful in doing this. But even just a simple grid of, the time a day, 15-minute blocks, and putting in when you start something and when you end something, we have to know how long things take in order to plan. And we often misjudge this. We think things take less time than they generally do. So we need to track it and get a real sense of how long things take. When we're going someplace, focus on the departure time, not the appointment time, not the time we need to arrive, but the time we need to leave. Excuse me, my nose is itching. If we focus on the time we need to leave, not the time we need to get there, but of course we need to know how long it takes to get there. And we need to prepare to leave, to get out of the door on time. So we need to think ahead of time, what do we need to do before we leave in order to leave on time? So we, put together the things we need to take with us, our briefcase, or whatever it is that we carry with us. Is if we leave for work, if we're going out for an errand, preparing in advance, putting our clothes out the night before, knowing what we're going to eat for breakfast. These are all things that help us get out the door on time. When we're getting ready to leave, we have to avoid one more thing-itis. It's like, oh, I can fit one more thing in. Well, that 3-minute thing ends up being 15 minutes and we're leaving late. So it's like we have to avoid that impulse to just do one more thing. It's a real problem. If that's what we do, we're going to be late again. We have to be wary of time sucks, tasks that suck us in and we lose track of time. We have to be aware of those so that we stay present, stay focused on how long things are doing. Alarms, of course, we all know using alarms, but set multiple alarms. If setting the alarm the time you have to leave isn't enough, set one for 30 minutes in advance, another one for 15 minutes in advance, and then another one when the time you have to get out the door. And so the alarms prepare you it lets you know that you've got to get ready and how much time you have left before it's time to leave. Another thing is, oh, I'm not seeing the comments here. Sherry, hello. Catherine, hello. Thanks for being here. I've got my screen covered up here. With alarms, mix it up. Use different alarms, different sounds, different rhythms. You know, use music, bits of music. Otherwise, because we use the same alarm sound, we get inured to it. We stop hearing it. Mix it up. Make clocks work for you. Try analog clocks instead of digital clocks, because you can see the passage of time, as opposed with digital clock, where it's just numbers and it's more abstract. Make sure you allow for free time. Don't fill up your schedule too much with it, because things will take longer. You'll run over. And if you don't have free time, then that's going to be a problem, because you're not going to have enough time to do everything. And also free time just to relax, kick back, have a cup of coffee. That's what breaks are for. Because if all we do is schedule our time, then it's like do, no time to be, just be, you know? That's really important. And one more thing you can do is enlist the help of a time tutor, a friend, a family member, someone who has seen you spend time, how you spend your time, and can help you identify patterns that you have that create time crunches for you. So I think that's enough for today in terms of how we become more aware of time. I hope that's been helpful. If you have any questions or thoughts about that, please share it in the comments. I'd like to know what you think, what questions have come up, things that might have been confusing, you like a little clarification. Then I can do that either in another Facebook Live, or I can do it in a post on my page or in my Facebook group. So anyway, thanks for joining me today. I'm Coach Ted, your ADHD life coach. And again, to tell you, I love helping people like you get organized, get productive, so you can enjoy life. So today we talked about becoming more aware of time. And during the presentation, I mentioned several resources that can be useful in learning to be more aware of time, and I'll post the links to those in comment. Actually, what I forgot to mention, there's a number of apps, phone apps, that can be really useful, and I'll post those in a comment as well. Some of them are just for iPhones, iOS, some are for iOS and Android, and I'll indicate that. If you would like to connect further with me, type #connect in a comment, and I'll PM you and we can set up a time to talk. If you're watching this replay, type in #replay. I know you were here. And again, I mentioned this at the beginning, I'd like to invite you to join my free Facebook group, Live Fully with ADHD. It's a great place to connect with other people with ADHD for support, exchanging ideas, asking questions, creating community, a sense of community with other people. So I'll post a link to the group in the comment as when I finish. You can check it out and apply to join if you feel it's a good fit for you. So that's it for today. Tune in next Wednesday at noon Eastern Daylight Time for another Facebook Live. I'm doing these Facebook Lives every week, noon on Wednesdays, again, Eastern Time. Join me again next week. Have a great rest of the day. Bye, everybody. Sherry Miller, thanks for being here. Aaron, thanks for being here. Catherine, great to have you here. Ciao.